report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, man, he's been killed.
What if I were to tell you that everything you just saw was completely staged? Her emotions fabricated in order to protect herself from the consequences that were to come. This is the story of ultimate betrayal. In this story, we're taking you through the case of Dalia Dippolito and how a successful sting operation saved her now ex-husband's life. In 2008, Dalia Dippolito worked in real estate, and as a side hustle, she worked as an escort, which is where she met her husband, Michael. Michael had a history of fraud, but was very successful. Somewhere down the line, their marriage fell apart, and she started using his criminal history as a way of blackmailing him to getting whatever she wanted. One time, the police were tipped off anonymously in Michael's involvement with narcotics. As a way of protecting himself, Michael decided to sign off all of his assets in Dalia's name. And this is where things get bad. Because with Michael out of the picture, Dalia was free to do whatever she wanted with Michael's finances. She wanted him gone. I think this goes without saying, but you should probably never sign your assets away in the name of somebody that's been blackmailing you for money, even if it's your partner. Dalia reached out to an ex-boyfriend named Mohammed Shihadeh in order to find a hitman to take care of Michael, but instead he went right to the police and informed them of their conversation. This is the real audio recording from the conversation with the detective.
She asked if I knew someone who can kill her husband for her.
Are you scared for the guy?
Yes, because she's really, dead serious on getting this done. She's maybe 5'6", 5'7", dark black hair. She's a good-looking girl. Really good-looking girl, actually.
I'm not sure why it rubs me the wrong way that he had to go ahead and comment on his attraction towards Dalia, even though he's there to tell the police that she's planning on murdering her husband. Just a little weird in my opinion. It's a little weird. At this point in time, all they had was information with no significant proof. They asked Shihadeh to become a confidential informant in order to build a case against Dalia. They requested that he arrange a meetup with her at a local gas station so they could start building their case. I'm just saying, this guy's either a good guy or he really hated his ex. Let's be honest.
This guy's a professional. It's not his mom is not gonna get suspicious of you or anything like
Why
that.
me? Like, do you know what telling somebody it? Nobody's gonna be able to point a finger at me. There's pictures. Really? You're gonna give him something with fingerprints all over?
This is the turning point where the police actually started to consider that this could become a real murder investigation. So they set out to create a sting operation in order to build a case against Dalia. 2 days later, Dalia actually met with the assassin to discuss the specifics of the murder. Unfortunately for her, he turned out to be an undercover cop by the name of Witty G. The police eventually used this to build a case against Dalia.
Give me a day, give me a time.
How are we gonna do it? So we go ahead and we do it like at the house. Like how soon could you do it? And
I could do it Wednesday morning.
I mean, I'm good for it. Like it's not like I don't have it
No,
or anything. Or I mean, I know not to fuck around with you. You know certain things, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like you obviously know where I'm at.
And I'm, because I don't want.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm a lot tougher than what I look. I know you see me and you're like, oh, what a cute little girl, whatever. But I'm not.
You are. You're extremely beautiful.
Thank you, but
Imagine standing at the altar in front of your friends, your loved ones, your family, vowing to love somebody for the rest of ever, just to have them turn around and plan to murder you for money. I couldn't imagine what this man went through when he found out that this was all happening. And this is the point where the police department decided to share this information with Michael Dippolito.
Reference this whole incident that happened investigation where your wife hired somebody to kill you.
I had drugs planted on my truck. The next day I went to get gasoline in the truck. There was drugs in my gas cap. And at that point, she already had stolen $100,000 and some from me.
It seems at this point like Dalia had been trying to get rid of Michael for quite some time in order to get access to his money. She had actively been trying to frame him and is likely the person that had called in an anonymous tip saying that he was involved with narcotics. It seemed like whatever she was doing wasn't working, so she had to take it to larger extremities.
This is Sergeant Frank Ramsey, Boynton Beach Police Department. We're at your residence, ma'am. Are you nearby? No, ma'am, I need to talk to you. It's very urgent when you come home. It involves your husband. There's been an incident.
The sting was in place, and finally it was showtime for Dalia. Dalia had paid $1,700 as a deposit in order to have her husband murdered. And unfortunately for her, this just wasn't the case.
Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am, he's been killed. He's been killed, man. I'm sorry. Listen, take her to the station. I can't. Ma'am, go with these detectives. If you want to help your husband, okay? If you want to help your husband, you need to go to the station with these gentlemen.
They decided to bring Dalia down to the station in order to interrogate her about her whereabouts, only so they could build a case that was so concrete she wouldn't be able to talk her way out of it. And yes, they even let her husband confront her. Talk about awkward.
Was he asleep when you left?
No, because we said sort of, but not really because of his back. He was just kind of like
laying there.
He was just laying there, and he set the alarm. You know.
And this is the moment where everything hit the fan for Dalia, and things started to get real.
Okay, there's no more games with you and I. Now we're going to get down to serious business. I want to know if you know this guy. Come here. Bring this guy in here. You know who this guy is?
No.
You've never seen him before?
I've never.
You're going to jail today for solicitation of murder. You're under arrest. That's an undercover police officer. We filmed everything that you did.
Come here, please. Come here. Mike, come here. Come here, please. Come here.
Can't fix this.
Why not? I didn't do anything.
I heard you.
Mike, come here, please. Come here.
Dalia was then charged with solicitation of first-degree murder. I mean, rightfully so. Everything was clear as day. She clearly didn't want Michael around in order to have access to his money. At that point in time, the TV show Cops was actually filming in the area, and her defense attorney tried to argue that Michael orchestrated everything in order to end up on the show. Sometimes when I hear things like that, I often question whether some attorneys have good morals or not. I mean, how could you argue anything like this and try to twist the story to anything other than the fact that Dalia just wanted him dead? So what happened to Dalia after she was arrested? Of course, she admitted guilt and then took full responsibility and pled guilty. I'm kidding. She actually called Michael from jail and tried to gaslight him into believing that everything he saw was false. Here's the audio recording.
Hello? Hey, it's me. Yeah, what's up? Nothing, Mike. Can you please come here? Mike, don't you understand what just happened? What they're saying is not true. How is that possible? How in the hell did I hear it and see it? I heard what you heard. It's not true. I heard what you heard and I saw what you saw. Everything they showed you, they showed me.
Dalia was convicted in 2011 and sentenced to 20 years for solicitation of first-degree murder.
And in the end, the prosecution, which asked for the maximum 30 years, was pleased with the 20-year sentence.
However, the ruling was overturned in 2014, deeming that the jury selection was flawed the first time around. Dippolito was granted a retrial in 2016, but it ended in a hung jury. In 2017, she was once again found guilty for solicitation of first-degree murder and sentenced to 16 years. Her defense attorney is still trying to claim that the police department used entrapment to catch her. Dippolito is still being held in the Lowell Correctional Facility in Moraine County, Florida. And as you can imagine, for the fourth time, her defense team is still trying to get another retrial. So whatever happened to Michael and what came of his love life? Well, it's been reported recently that he's moved on from Dalia and he's once again found love. And I can do nothing but wish him the best and hope that he's made a better selection this time around. So again, people, next time that you guys are swiping left or right on Tinder, make sure not to ignore the red flags. If you genuinely enjoyed my content, I would definitely appreciate a subscription and turning on the alerts, as I plan to be making more videos about different cases all around the world. So I hope I see you next time for When the Lights Go Out.